probably the most important thing to me, without joking, is my family. I absolutely love my family. I have 4 children of my own. I have Cindy, Joanne, I have Buddy Jr., and I have Jean-Paul. And then I have Sam and Gina, who I adopted many years ago. And I have some wonderful pictures of them, which I'd like to show you. And when I think of my family, I think of my father, Papa Joe. What a guy. I mean, he sacrificed his whole life for me. He was 93 years old when he passed away. I remember my father being out of work and trying to find work to keep me playing and to feeding the family. And when I became successful, he was so proud of me and would come to every place I would go. Even maybe a month before he passed away, I was working in Atlantic City, and he came to see me, and I always introduced my mom and dad. My father was really very special to me, and by this time he was like 92 years old, and he kind of looked like Mr. Magoo. He didn't have any teeth. He was just brilliant. And just before he passed away, I took Leslie to meet Papa Joe. And there's an old Italian gesture that says it all. I said, Papa Joe, it's Buddy. I want you to meet Leslie. Now, Leslie is absolutely gorgeous. She's 5'9", she's blonde, great singer. My father turned around and looked at her for the first time, and he went like this. That said it all. She was accepted. He got an idea one time that he wanted to get a piano teacher to teach me to play. The only problem was we didn't have a piano. So he took me to a piano teacher one day, Mr. Joseph Cavalieri, God rest his soul, a beautiful, wonderful man. And I was kind of fooling around because the lady next door had a little piano, and I would just go in and play a little bit. And the first time I went there, I was waiting downstairs, waiting for Mr. Cavalieri to call me to come up for my lesson. And obviously there was another pupil upstairs. And a couple of notes on this piano was out of tune. And I went upstairs when it was my turn, and I said, hello, Mr. Cavalieri, I'd like to tell you something. You've got a couple of notes there that are wrong. He said, what are you talking about? I said, there were 2 or 3 notes, like an A flat, a B natural, or D, or whatever, are out of tune. He said, how do you know that? I said, I don't know. I just see it in my mind. I hear a note, and I see a note in front of me. And he said, turn around. I want to try something. So I turned around, and he hit about 10 notes, and I got every one of them right. And he looked at me, and he said, I want to tell you something, Mr. Greco. You have no idea how blessed you are. And I said, why? He said, you have what we call perfect pitch. I said, what is perfect pitch? He said, anything that makes any kind of a sound as far as a note is concerned, whether it's a glass or wet tires or an airplane motor or whatever, you can tell what that is, and it's going to be very helpful to you in your career. On the other hand, it can be very detrimental, because when I was with Benny Goodman, who was the greatest in the world, of course, there were times where he may have been playing things maybe a little flat or a little sharp, and I would say to Benny, you know, you better tune up. And he really got very angry, and he said, you're fired. And he would fire me, and 25 minutes later, he would come back and maybe give me a $15 or $25 raise, because I was right. He did play flat at that moment. And but there are other times that it could be terrible, because when I work with musicians who are flat or sharp, because of my ear, it's like nails on a blackboard. It can be just terrible. I'm sure those of you Buddy Greco fans out there know that I've been married a few times and have had some wonderful love affairs, which brings me to the next song, Girl Talk. I love that song, love women. And it was written by Bobby Troup and Neil Hefti, great, great friends of mine, musicians. And I love to sing this, but there's a couple of lyrics in the song that makes men seem very chauvinistic, and they certainly didn't mean that to be, because a couple of places I've worked, some women got up and were very angry because of some of the lyrics that pertain to them, and it wasn't, they said it wasn't meant to be that way, but I don't care, because I happen to love the song. And so sit back and relax and just enjoy this, because I'm going to have a ball singing this. Are you guys ready? This is Girl Talk. 1, 2. They like to chat about the dresses they will wear tonight. They chew the fat about their tresses and their neighbors' fights. Inconsequential things that men don't really care to know become essential things that women find so apropos. But that's a dame, you're all the same. It's just a game, they call it girl talk. Girl talk. They all meow about the ups and downs of all their friends. The who, the how, the why, they dish the dirt, it never ends. The speaker sex, the sweeter sex, we mortal males behold. But though we joke, we wouldn't trade you for a ton of gold. So baby, stay and gab away, but hear me say that after girl talk, baby, come on and talk to me. Talk to me, baby. Take my hand, please. Try to understand. You've been just grand. We'll call it girl talk. Baby, come on and talk to me. To